It's me, your Space Master, Adam Coble. Hello. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Sit the fuck down. We have a war to engage in. It's turn number 7. It's the November faction turn. Thank you for coming, everybody. And as always, big ups to the guild, my Mechanisms Council, all the faction representatives, and we're gonna do the thing. So, if you have not attended one of these before, here's how it goes. Every month, the many hundreds and hundreds of people playing the Verona faction turn game put together a docket, a selection of orders. They let me know the action they would like to take. They let me know what units they would like to move around. And they let me know whose blood they would like to attempt to spill. And at the end of the month, or sometimes the beginning of the month, because, you know, whatever, time is relative in space, we process the orders. So that's what we're here to do today. I'm going to go through all of the orders given to me by the 13 factions of the Verona faction turn, and we are going to process those orders and see what the hell is going on. And the reason that we do this, beyond the fact that it's a game that we play, the reason that we do this is because it creates an ongoing living universe for the Verona show. And that can affect the way I prep the show. It can affect who is in control of what. It can affect whether or not certain people's characters feel comfortable in the party and safe, and whether they should make a new character. It's cool. It's, for me, what I love about it is the deep impact, not the movie, but the deep impact that it has on my universe, on the game. And I love that. And I love having turned over that control to both you, and as I think we'll see today, the randomness of the dice. Today's going to be a big dice kind of day. So, good luck to everyone participating. Thank you for coming. Let's begin. Buckle up. It's time. So, my dear friends, for the very first turn, beginning this faction turn, the first phase, belongs to the Prism Network. So the Prism Network is our first faction for today, and let's begin with them. So Prism Network, let's see what they're up to on this faction turn. Alrighty. So, our friends in the Prism Network, they are going to, this turn, they're going to use the asset ability. So they're going to use a bunch of the abilities of their assets. And they're currently in the midst of a peaceable kingdom progress, right? They're trying not to attack anybody. They're just being friendly, and it's fine. It's just their friends are attacking everybody and being terrible, which we'll see later. But Prism, oh no, the Prism Network, they're doing fine. They're a peaceful kingdom. They're at the Prism Network. So the Prism Network, let's give them some credits and we'll get them started. So they start with a balance of 1. They have a base income of 5. Let's make this a little bigger so you can probably see it. Base income of 5, and they have two party machines. Let's take a look. So Prism Network, they've got a bunch of stuff, but there's a party machine and a party machine. So here's all the Prism Network's assets. Okay, so the party machines, each of them add one additional faction credit, which brings them up to a total of 8. So there's 8. They got 8. Good job, Prism Network. We can all do basic math. I mean, maybe I can't. Okay. All right. So the Prism Network, they have their base income is 8. Let's start recording their turn. So they're going to use asset ability, and they're going to start by activating some shipping. So activate shipping combine on Demnoff. So the shipping combine allows you to move. It allows you to move assets around, right? It allows you to pick up assets and move them. And so their plan here is to move 2 monopolies and a shipping combine from Demnoff to Hakani. So Demnoff to Hakani. So let's look at the map here. So Demnoff is, where are you, buddy? One of these core guys. Here's Dio Mikado. There's Maya. I never look at the map version of this. So what is it? It's 0407. Okay, so there's 0407. There it is. There's Demnoff right there. And then Hakani is not too far away, I think. I mean, it would have to not be far away because, yeah, there it is. Okay, so from Demnoff to Hakani, it's 0606 in the Parathir system. And the idea is they're moving 2 of their monopolies and their shipping combine itself. So the shipping combine, I've got my iPad here. I'm gonna just look at the rules and make sure everything is cool. So a shipping combine, as we've learned doing this faction turn game, being able to move your shit around is a big deal. So let's see. As an action, the combine may move any number of non-force assets, including itself, to any world within 2 hexes at the cost of 1 fac cred per asset. Okay, so it's going to cost them 3. It's going to cost them 3 points, so let's do that. Let's go on their faction tracker. So that brings them down to 5 faction credits. And let's move those monopolies. So Demnoff to Hakani. Okay, Demnoff to Hakani. Demnoff to Hakani. And then the shipping combine itself also to Hakani. Okay, so they've all moved from Demnoff over to Hakani. They're on Hakani now. And the next set of actions that the Prism Network is going to take is activate those bad boys. So they're going to activate Monopoly, both of them, versus House Fornax. So what does a Monopoly do, you may ask? Let's find out. So these are sneaky little bastards. An open or tacit stranglehold on certain vital businesses or resources on a world. As an action, owners of Monopoly may force one other faction with unstealth assets on that world to pay them 1 fac cred. If the target faction can't pay, they lose 1 asset of their choice on the world. So they're going to target House Fornax, which would cost House Fornax 2 faction credits. So Fornax has 1, drops them down to none. So that gives 1 more to the Prism Network. And now House Fornax has no more credits to ablate that second monopoly, so they're gonna lose. An asset. Now, obviously, we knew about that. Fornax has, I believe, a zealot on Hakani, some Imperial zealots. So let's take a look. House Fornax has zealots on Hakani, which they are now losing. The zealots are lost. So there we go, lost and deleted. Okay, so let's record that. So faction turns, cost 1 fac cred, paid, and then cost 1 fac cred, cannot pay, lost zealots. All right, so the zealots are they are toast. And I believe that is the end of Prism's. I love that Prism just they have a monopoly on public opinion, right? Like that's essentially what I envision a Prism Network monopoly to be. It's a monopoly on what people think and want in the kind of media space. They are the take everything that we are concerned about or worried about in terms of like Facebook or social media or like Russian troll farms, like all of that stuff, and extrapolate it out 1,000 years. And that's what the Prism Network is doing. That's how they go after people. So this monopoly is like, it's not that they like physically attacked the zealots. It's just that they made it so that the things that empowered the zealots just stopped existing, which I think is super cool. Yeah, it's pretty neat. Prism Network. So Prism Network got rid of that Fornax zealots. They just couldn't function anymore, and now we'll finish up their turn. So they should have an end amount of 6, which they do, and then we update their peaceable kingdom. So peaceable kingdom. Listen, it's totally peaceful. You didn't attack anybody. They just kind of dissolved on their own. So they're at 3 of 4 now. Sneaky. Sneaky, Prism. Fucking sneaky. All right. The Prism Network has a statement they would like me to read to you. And because I am a benevolent space master, I will allow it. So the Prism Network. These are trying times in Acheron Row, which is why Prism would like to announce its collaboration with the Governor's Office to bring Echo's safety to all who are seeking refuge from the current conflict. You can apply for refugee status at prismnetwork.space/PRM, and Prism will help expedite your request and provide free transportation to all who qualify. prismnetwork.space/PRM. All right, so there's like a Prism refugee. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. I know who your friends are, Prism. Cool. All right. So successful turn for the Prism Network, diffusing some of Fornax's influence and ability on Hakani. Now, I will make a note. The Prism Network, that prismnetwork.space/PRM, that's a real website. So if you want to check it out, you should. There's some really cool stuff getting made for this. So yeah, go give it a look. All right. Turn number two. So the second turn, spoilers, House Fornax. So right after having their Zealot evaporated on Hakani, House Fornax, the noble house of furnaces, are going to take their turn. So House Fornax is taking the attack action. Surprising, I think, no one. So they're going to take the attack action. Let's give them their credits first, and then see what happens. So House Fornax, let me just organize by name. All right, House Fornax. Any party machines? No. Okay. All right, so Fornax gets 5 credits. Okay, so they got 5 credits. They're taking the attack action. And on this turn, they're going to use covert shipping on Maya to move the Commodities Broker from Tutham to Hakani. Okay, so let's make a note. They do that before, because it's not an action. So I'm going to copy this over, and this costs them one faction credit. Okay, covert shipping 1 on Maya to move the Commodities Broker from Tutham to Hakani. So Tutham, here it is, to Hakani. Okay, here we go. All right, and then that cost them 1, bringing them down to 4. Okay, and then they're going to take the attack action with everything that they have on Hakani. So let's make a note of that and see how it all goes. So I'm going to organize by Hakani here, because we need to look at what attacks and defenses are available. It's crowded. Look how crowded it is up here. Busy planet. So Fornax is attacking with Commodities Brokers and Strike Fleet. So bombarding from space and undermining their economy. They would normally be attacking with the Zealots, but there are no more Zealots. So let's do these one at a time. They're going to start with the Strike Fleet. And then the 2 Commodities Brokers. So the Strike Fleet, the defense order against the Strike Fleet is, let's see. Vela is defending with their Covert Transit Network. Okay, so defends. Vela defends with Covert Transit Network. All right, so the Strike Fleet overhead is blasting down onto the planet, blasting ships in space, trying to shut down Vela's ability to move, right? The Covert Transit Network. And what I love about the narrative of these is that we determine the battle and the targets and stuff based on equal input from the attacker and the defender, right? Like, House Fornax is like, we attack with our spaceships, and then Vela contributes to that story by saying, okay, you are attacking the Covert Transit Network, right? So you're picking these targets to try to shut down the transit network. So that's pretty cool. I think that's quite neat. So let's see what the strike fleet does, and then how the defense works. So strike fleet, they are a force versus force, 2d6 damage. So let's write that down. So force versus force, attack, 2d6. Yeah, get ready for my shitty drawings. Okay. And then the counterattack on a covert transit network is none. No, wait, that's no attack. Yeah, no attack, no counter. Okay. Counter? No. Okay. So force versus force, Fornax, and so Fornax is 5 force. House Fornax, and House Vela is 3. So 5 versus 3. Okay. 5 v3. No rerolls, no extra stuff on this one. It's just attack and defense. So here's the attack roll. D10 plus 5. Here we go. Okay, the attack roll is an 8. The defense roll is a +3. It is a 10. The defense is successful. The covert transit network remains hidden and undamaged. Okay. All right. So attack unsuccessful. All right. No counter. Okay. All right. So next, the strike fleet is done, and now it's the Commodities Broker. So the Commodities Broker is, I believe, a wealth versus wealth. Let's take a quick look here. Let's see, force, cunning. Let's see, wealth versus wealth. All right, Commodities Broker. Here we go. So these guys are wealth versus wealth, 2d8 damage. Okay. All right. So wealth v wealth, 2d8. All right, and that's 6 versus 5. So a little bit closer this time. 6v5. Okay, and the defense here is covert transit network. Same thing. Okay, so counter is none. The defense order was if Fornax's smaller Commodities Broker is not present, then Prism's Monopoly would defend. Otherwise, which is the case, Vela's covert transit network. Okay, so the transit network it's the same thing. So let's roll. There's no counter here. This is the attack roll, D10 plus 6. That's an 11. Okay, this is the defense roll, D10 plus 5. A 7. Okay, so it's a successful hit. Okay. All right. So it is a successful hit. Go ahead and drink as I go to the wrong tab. Okay. So Vela defends with covert transit network. Attack succeeds. Let's see how much damage it is. So it's 2d8. So let's see, 2d8 damage. Whew, 12 damage. All right. So 12 damage. Okay. So 12 damage, and I think that probably kills it. Let's take a look at the assets. So House Fornax damages the covert, what is it? Covert transit network, which has, it has 15 hit points. Nice. Okay, so it's down to 3. Okay. Cool. All right, down to 3 hit points, but still there. And then what's Fornax's goal right now? Blood the enemy? Okay, so they deal another 12. So that resolves their goal, right? Okay. All right. And then lastly, they have one more. They have one more of these bad boys. So same deal, though this time the Prism is going to block with a monopoly. So let's write that down. So on the faction turn here, we got Prism defends with Monopoly. Okay, so this is a wealth versus wealth against Prism. Let's check Prism's wealth here. Prism Network. Okay, 5 versus 6, so same thing, 6v5. Okay. Okay, 6 versus 5. Okay, and then it's 2d8. The counterattack on a monopoly is, let's see, monopoly. Where are you? There it is. Counterattack on monopoly is 1d6. Okay. All right. Oh, and Prism has a tag. I think that Prism's using their tag for this. So the Prism Exchange Consultant tag, I have to look because the tag thing is busted. So let me look. Exchange Consultant or whatever it is called. I think that there's actually a name. The name is wrong in the spreadsheet. The actual tag is something else. They're called an exchange consulate. So exchange consulate, when they complete Peaceable Kingdom. Oh, yeah. Cool. I don't know why. I think that someone is confused here because Prism's tag doesn't, here we go. Once per turn, it's the second bit. It's right. I should have done the thing first and then this. So yeah, that other one is done next turn. And then the second half of the tag, they get advantage on defense. Okay. Yeah. Perfect. There it is. I was like, why do I care about that? Okay. All right. So they have advantage on the defense. So here's the attack. D10 plus 6. Oof. All right. So it's a 9. 9 on the attack. Chances are very slim that the defense is going to help here. Okay, so 2d10, keep 1, plus 5. All right, these both have to be very low for this to succeed. And they are not. It is a 13. Okay, so 13, which means the Commodities Broker is going to take a d6 damage. And that is 1. 1 damage. Okay, so let's write down our results here. So Prism defense with a Monopoly. Attack fails. 1 damage counter. And then I will write down that they took 1 damage. And this was the second Commodities Broker. Okay, there we go. 1 whole damage. All right, so that is it for House Fornax. Thank you, House Fornax. Moving right along, I would like to congratulate our next. Yeah, we should give you your experience. Sorry. What is it for Blood the Enemy? How much XP do you get for it? Our next. I'm super excited for this next faction turn. It's 2. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Thank you. And more importantly, I delete it so that they can pick a new one for next turn. All right. 3 experience. Good. Okay. So our next faction, I would like to congratulate this next faction for just really stepping up and deciding to be just the fucking worst. Like we needed a villain. We needed someone to just say, you know what this universe needs. We need a giant, terrifying dirtbag bastard faction. So thank you, Aker Corporation, for being the giant dirtbag bastards that this universe needed. I'm excited about the fact that you were willing to just say, you know what, fuck it, we're just going to be the worst. And it's great for me because it allows me to continue an arc, right? Where in the live show, we get our next, in the next bit, we're gonna have like this, the Aker rep being arrested, right? House Crux being like, Aker, they're bad guys, they're up to no good, we need to arrest them and stop them. And then Aker was just like, cool, we'll just continue on that path of being a giant evil mega corporation in space. I'm really into it. So let's see how all that goes. So Aker Corporation, I believe they get to start with a new goal, because they finished their other goal. So their new goal, they said it last time, but yeah, it's the same. So it's Blood the Enemy. What is their progress for Blood the Enemy? For them, I think is it 21? I hate calculating Blood the Enemy. God, they forced us into it. It's 20 for them, right? Because Blood the Enemy is, it sounds like the name of a rapper. It's like doing a bunch of, it's adding the stat. Is it add the stats together? Yeah, okay. Let me double check here. Yes, okay, yeah. All right. All right, so 0 of 20 for now. Okay. All right. So that's that. They start with 7 faction credits, which they started 0. They get their full income, +1 and -1. Yeah, so these plutocratic monsters are going to show they're going to show the world their true colors. So Aker Corporation, they are number 3. Coming in at number 3 on our list, it's the Aker Corporation. They are taking the attack action. They are going to, first of all, use covert shipping on Hakani. I'm just gonna copy their stuff over. So they're gonna use their covert shipping to move some shit around. So covert shipping on Hakani is going to move their Commodities Broker from Lodestone to Orpheus. And then they're using their covert shipping on Yakia for 1 faction credit to move Zealots from Demnoff to Orpheus. So let's do that. So that cost them 2 credits, not 5. That cost them 2. Okay. So they moved their, what did I say? Their Commodities Broker from Lodestone. Okay. So that Commodities Broker goes to Orpheus. Okay, and then Zealots, corporate Zealots, also to Orpheus. Okay, and then we begin our attacks, and all of the attacks are occurring, save 1, are occurring on Orpheus. So here we go. Man, you thought it was a bad day to be an Aquilin. So okay, let's begin. Let's begin with this mess. Yeah, that's right. Those Zealots, they were formerly UPC, and then they got bought out. They're professional revolutionaries. Let's take a look at what's on Orpheus right now. Let's just do a quick spotlight Orpheus. So currently on Orpheus, homeworld of House Lyra, we have 4 Aker assets, a Valen asset, and 2 Houses Minor assets. So yeah, it's gonna be a mess over here. Okay, so let's write these attacks down. I love the way this order was processed. I'm gonna show it to you. I'm just gonna copy it wholesale. So we have the Commodities Broker, we have the Zealots, we have Hostile Takeover, and then the Space Marines get a day off. The Space Marines get a day off. So let's see. Flashpoint Orpheus. The Commodities Broker is attacking the Houses Minor using their plutocratic tag for advantage. The Houses Minor is going to block with their party machine because that's what they have. So Houses Minor defend with party machine. All right, everybody. It begins today. What is it? December 7th, A day that will live forever in infamy. Wait, when was Pearl Harbor? Oh my God, is it actually Pearl Harbor Day? Oh my God, it is. Ugh. That's terrifying. Listen, man, 1,000 years, nothing fucking changes. Spooky. Wow. That's great. Good work. All right. So anyway, Party Machine, let's take a look here. So, Commodities Broker versus Party Machine. The Commodities Broker is this is the big boy. This is the 10 HP one, and it's Wealth versus Wealth 2d8. The counterattack is 1d6. All right. 2d8, 1d6. So same as this one. And then Wealth versus Wealth is 8 versus 7, I think. Yeah, 8v7. Okay, 8 versus 7. Let's... And this one has advantage, right? That's how plutocratic works. Plutarch would be so proud of you. Okay, all right. So here's the attack. 2d10, keep 1, plus 8. All right, 13 on the attack. And then the defense, d10 plus 7. It's a 15. It's a 15. A valiant defense. A valiant defense by the House's Minor on Orpheus. So it is a counterattack of 1d6 damage. Brave Lyrans. Brave Lyran death cultists. They deal 5 damage in the counterattack. Okay, all right. So the attack was a failure. Despite advantage, the Party Machine deals 5 damage. All right. So let's make a note here. So attack fails. 5 damage counter. Okay. And that should go right under there. There we go. Okay. And then is House's Minor trying to blood the enemy? They sure are. So that puts them up to 19. And let's deal damage to that Commodities Broker. So the Commodities Broker drops to 5 hit points. Okay. Wow. All right. So that's the first attack of many. On Orpheus, the next attack comes from... Our next attack comes to us from the Zealots. The Zealots. All right, so Aker's Zealots. Zealots are special, right? They like, don't they blow up or something? I feel like that's a thing they do. Let's look. So Zealots, they're like a Protoss unit. Here we go. They take 1d4 damage every time they successfully attack or deal damage. Yeah, 1d4 damage to themselves. All right, so Zealots are force versus force, which is... So let's see, Aker. It is 7 versus 7. Okay. Now equipped with Corporate Zeal. All right, 7v7. It's force v force. 7 on 7. And then the damage, the counter is still 1d6 for the Party Machine. And the Zealots are... How much damage do Zealots do? 2d6. Okay. 2d6. All right. Okay, here we go. So the attack roll, d10 plus 7, gets a 12. 12 on the attack. D10 plus 7 on the defense. This is the Party Machine. Sorry, I didn't make a note there. The Party Machine here... where is it? I'll write it down. Sorry to make everybody wait here. Okay, there we go. All right, Party Machine. House's Minor defend with Party Machine. Let's see how it goes. D10 plus 7 on the defense. 12 or better here. We're looking at a 9. Looking at a 9 on the attack. So this attack succeeds. The Zealots get their attack in. Attack is a success. And the damage is 2d6 and 1d, what do we say, 1d4 to the Zealots. So 2d6 damage on the party machine. Okay, it is 8 damage. If the damage is less than the base of influence, let the base take the hit. Let the bases hit the floor. Otherwise, the party machine takes the hit. This is more hit points than the base of influence has. Ergo, that party machine takes the hit. So, the party machine of the Houses Minor, oh, it only has 1 hit point. It is destroyed. Oh, Orpheus, honey. All right, so... How did that Orpheus party machine get... When did it get beat up like that? Man, it only had 1 hit point left. Yeah, if the incoming attack succeeds and it's less than the HP of the BOI. Oh, his last turn. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, let me look at my tracker. Because last time... Yeah. Oof, last turn also sucked for Orpheus. That's right. Okay. All right. So let me finish that there. So... the Zealots succeeded where the Commodities Brokers did not, and they're going to damage themselves. So the base of influence is the only thing remaining with its 5 hit points between life and death in terms of the the Houses Minor are going to start taking big hits. So let's see how it goes. We'll talk about that when we get there. So the Houses Minor, we got to do the Zealot damage. So that is. How much do Zealots do? 1d4? Let me check it again. Yeah, it is 1d4. Okay, so they're going to blow themselves up a little bit. Just a little. All right, Aker Zealots take 3 damage. Attack succeeds. 1 damage. Enough to kill. Party machine destroyed. Zealots deal 3 to self. Okay, so they take 3 damage. How much health do Zealots have? Oh, 4. Wow. Okay, good. Fantastic. All right, Aker, so you get... No, the self damage does not count for their goal. But Aker gets, they get 1. You did it. Aker, you did 1 damage. That's a good start. Okay, now, what's remaining? I think just more Commodities Brokers, right? Yeah, Commodities Brokers attack Houses Minor. So, at this point, the base of influence is destroyed, so the BOI is just going to take these, it's going to defend, take these hits. So the Commodities Broker, 10 HP, or formerly 10 HP. So these are both wealth versus wealth. Okay, wealth v wealth. And it's 2d6, no counter damage. That's right, yeah. Or is it 2d8? Let me double check. Commodities Broker, it's 2d8. All right, so slightly bigger damage. Whoop. Okay, 2d8. No counter attack. This is attacks on BOI for the first hit. All right. So Houses Minor defend because they have to with BOI. Boy, take some damage. Yes, the base gets a defense roll. Yeah, totally. Yeah. They still get to roll. So it's Aker is 8 wealth or 8 force. I can't remember. I think 8 force. Let me. No, it is 8 wealth. Okay, cool. So 8 versus 7. Here we go. 8 versus 7. Here's the attack. D10 plus 8 for Aker. Oh, no. Oh, buddy. Well, there's nothing to be done about that, I guess. So we'll just go ahead and... Yep. Okay, cool. Versus 10. All right, so that's 18 versus 10 for Aker. This is the roll that actually matters. 2d8. This is the one that counts. Thankfully, there's no trample, right? So 8 damage. There's no trample for BOIs. This is the last shield on Orpheus. So it's 8 damage. So let me write that down. Okay. Attack succeeds. 8 damage. 1 applied. BOI is destroyed. So this doesn't mean that like all of the houses miners like units are gone. It doesn't mean that all their people are dead. It just means that they have nothing left to defend with. The base of influence was like this is Aker has stormed the capital. They have knocked down the walls. They've like this is the fall of fucking Saigon, right? Only the troops are corporate marauders. So yes, that's right. The houses miner takes 1 damage to their base, and then we got to talk about what happens next. So Aker gets another point. All right. It's not 1, it's 5. Oh, that's right. They had 5. You're right. Yeah, so it's 4 more. So it's up to 6, and it's 5 applied. I thought they only had 1, but the base of influence has 5. Yeah, you're right. Okay. So that's another 4 off. So 41. 37. Okay. Check my math for me as I go. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. All right. So they're down to 37 hit points for the Houses Minor Council. The Houses Minor base of influence is trashed. Okay. All right. Let me note that in the turn. BOI is destroyed. It's 5 applied. BOI destroyed. 5 damage to HM HP. Now, at this point, Aker could, if they wanted to, have called for surrender. They have a gun to the head of the Houses Minor. And the reason that attacking the Houses Minor on Orpheus damages their greater hit points is because they represent a collection of stable alliances, right? You're not physically attacking like Hroa. You're not attacking House Serpens, but you're attacking the organizational structure of the greater Houses Minor. If the Houses Minor lose all their hit points, it doesn't mean they're all dead individually. It means that they as a council fall apart. They can no longer trust each other. They don't work as a defensive unit anymore, and they will break into their individual components and figure out what happens. If they lose all their hit points, the reason why this is possible by attacking a single house is because the entire Houses Minor is built on the idea of mutual protection. And if one house falls, they fall apart from within. And there will be obviously like if this happens, you'll want to create fiction around that. The House of Minor to say like, why did this happen? Why could we no longer be allies because of what happened on Lyra, right? So we're at that point, right? This is the fucking Rubicon. If Aker attacks again on Orpheus, they step over the line from like legal war, right? Legal war in the sense of like, I am attacking military bases. You have knocked them over. They have no ability to defend themselves anymore. Aker left me a note at the end of their order. Note, we will attack the homeworld directly if no defending assets remain on Orpheus. So it's to be genocide. So this is them going after civilian targets. It's not force assets. It's a commodities broker. It's starving their economy. It's like ramping up prices so no one can afford anything. It's pillaging their banks. It's killing them with capitalism. Basically, it's like turning them into a slave class. Basically, so the people of Orpheus, nobles and peons alike are being strangled out by the economy, by their economy. Now there's not enough right now to kill them, but the commodities broker attack just does damage. So no defense possible. Homeworld attack. So we just deal the commodities brokers damage. So commodities brokers deal 2d8. All right. Only 4. So they take 4 damage. So let's write that. So 4 damage to Houses Minor HP. Okay. So 4 damage to the HP. Killing him slowly. The stranglehold begins. Okay. So 37 becomes 33 hit points. And I think Blood the Enemy you still get your shit for that. Let me take a look at how Blood the Enemy works. Let's see here. Yeah, okay. All right. So, they're going to get their, what do I roll? 4? 4 damage? That's how much I got, right? Yeah, 4 damage. Okay, so they get 4 more for blood. That brings them up to 10. Yeah, and this is like inarguably like war crime behavior. Yeah, like I said at the beginning, Aker has stepped up to be the villains. They're willing to get shit done in whatever bloody way possible. And that's cool. It's in the game. It's a mechanic in the game. It's a way to win. And it's a gun to the head of their enemies, right? It's like, this is how you force surrender. It absolutely paints them as the villains, right? Like everyone else in the STO, if they continue to be friends with Aker, they are now complicit in this kind of like clear and obvious villainy to the whole rest of the system. This doesn't mean that we should like treat, like, this is the thing. Like, I think this is great. This is a move in the game, and we shouldn't be shitty to people who are in Aker because of it. I think this is like, it's valid in the game. It's not a bad behavior. It is part of how you play. And I think from a fictional standpoint, it's pretty fucking cool. I'm just really curious about how the rest of the, like, the Valen ascendancy, like, how do you maintain, like, you're like, oh, cool, we're leaving the Empire because they're mean and terrible, and now our friend is killing helpless people. So it's, yeah, I mean, we've talked about how nobody in this is good, right? None of the power structures. You can't have as much power as these factions do and still be like a good person. That's not what this is about. Yeah. So let's see what's next. Okay. Yeah. Also, yeah, like the UPC, that like Aker is killing people who are helpless and not noble. Like, there's got to be factions in the UPC who are like, cool, our hyper capitalist friends are, oh boy. So yeah, I really hope that this is something that folks kind of like work into their fiction. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, there's one more attack, one more last attack. So let's see. There is a hostile takeover on Demnoth, attacking the High Church. So High Church defends with Panopticon Matrix. Okay. So the Panopticon Matrix, let's see, how do they do? And this is on Demnoth. This is back on, yeah, here we go. So the Panopt Matrix on Demnoth, it has no attack. It has a counterattack of 1d6, and it does some other cool thing. Above and beyond its normal like scan for stealth dudes. Let me look. Panopticon Matrix, what do you do? It gives you like an advantage on something. I think it's like cunning rolls. Panopticon Matrix. Okay, here we go. Additional die on all cunning attacks and defenses. Attacks and defenses. Yeah. Okay. All right. So if it's cunning versus cunning, then we roll. So hostile takeover. The Aker hostile takeover is wealth versus wealth. So the panop doesn't matter. I mean, it does because it's being attacked. But okay. And the Panopticon Matrix has a counter of 1d6. Hostile is 2d10 on the attack. Hostile takeover is fucking baller. All right. So it's wealth versus wealth, 2d10. And the counter, I just looked at it. 1d6. Okay. Yeah, and if you're watching this like live in Twitch chat right now, don't be a dick. Like, it's the same rules apply here as any other stream ever. Like, Ahmad will time you out if you're being shitty. Just fucking relax. We're all playing a game together. Be nice. Yeah. The mods, you have permission. Please, if people say shitty things, time them the fuck out. Okay. All right. So, hostile takeover. It is 2d8 counter. Doesn't matter. So, it's 2d10 versus the Panopticon Matrix is 1d6. It's wealth versus wealth. We're looking at the church. The church, which is 5 versus Aker's 8. Okay. 8v5. Hostile takeover. All right. 8v5. Here we go. All right. Oh, did I look at the wrong church? Oh, I sure did. It's 8v7. Yeah. Sorry, the real church, not the fake church. Hashtag fake church. Okay, 8v7. That's much fairer. Okay, here we go. D10 plus 8. Here's the attack. Da-da-da. Oh, boy. Oh, it's a big one. It's a big one. All right, 17 on the attack. So... the other church, the big church, plus 7, high church. Here we go. Oh boy, an 8. Okay, all right. So it's a successful roll by Aker, which means 2d10 damage. Now, there's a very, very slim chance. There's a very slim chance that this could be a huge, huge deal, right? If I get 2 10s, it will kill the Matrix. And if it does, and I'm hyping this up because it's not gonna happen, but if it does, if a hostile takeover kills it, this is, I believe, a free Panopticon Matrix for Aker. I think that's how that works. Let's see. If a takeover does enough damage to destroy an asset, it's reduced to 1 and acquired by the hostile takeover's owning faction. So there you go. Now they don't have the stats for it. So, you know, we'd have to figure that out, but yeah. Right, only treachery allows that. So it would, yeah, they couldn't keep it. But anyway, 2d10. It's a possibility that it destroys it. Probably won't happen. We got like a 1% chance. Here we go. Nope. Half damage. All right, so 10 damage. Damage 10. Good. Okay. All right. So that's 10 damage by the hostile takeover. That's another 10 for Aker's. Oh, and that's Aker's goal complete. Gives him 2 XP. All right. Blood the enemy all in one go. And then it's 10 damage to the Panopticon Matrix, bringing it down to 10. All right. So, let's make a note of that. Attack succeeds. 10 damage to Panopticon Matrix. Okay, and then the Space Marines take their day off. Cool. Cool. Good. Now, the Aker Corporation would like me to read a note for you, and I will. We at the Aker Corporation would like to address the absurd rumor that Aker is at war with the High Church and the noble houses. Nothing could be further from the truth. Though a minority of anti-prosperity extremists have forced our corporation to adopt an assertive negotiating stance, Aker will always be the steward of peace and stability in the empire. We are confident that disruptions in our manufacturing and delivery pipelines will soon be resolved and that our unblemished legal and moral record will be upheld. Now, forever. Fucking Aker, you pricks. I love you. What a bunch of bastards. Oh boy. Like I was so excited because like the action itself is like a big deal, like a big serious intense deal. But then that fucking statement, like, everything is fine. Everything is fine and great. Don't worry about it. We're not at war. All the while, the fucking people of Orpheus are starving. Jesus Christ, you're terrible, Aker. You're terrible, and I love you. Thank you so much. All right, carrying on. Next up on the docket, much less complex turn, Vagrant, who have a much longer name that I've still not memorized. I'll update your stuff on the sheet, Vagrant, because you've been recognized as a proper member of the Empire now. The Confederation of the Upright Vagrant. Yeah, that's right. That's your real name, the Uptight Vagrant. Let's get you set up now. Let's change your name. So Vagrant, you are now the Confederation of the Upright Vagrant. Let me change your asset ownership here. Confederation of the Upright Vagrant. There you go. And then, oh yeah, I'm sure Prism will report that everything is fine. That maybe Orpheus is like, they're having some problems, but they're fine. And then you have Vela, I'll take care of you when we get to you too. Okay. That sounded more threatening than I intended. Okay. So the Confederation of the Upright Vagrant, they get an income of 5. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. Here we go. And they have a disabled asset, I think, don't they? Let me look, or maybe they don't. No, they don't. Yeah, nothing has been marketed, so they're okay. Yeah, I was just double checking. They have some conditionals, so yeah, they're fine. Okay, so let's look at what they want to do. So use asset ability, and they are going to start with moving some shit around. And actually, I think this is all they're doing. They are going to activate their covert transit network on Pamita Cha, on Lovelace, and they're going to move their demagogue from Tootham, their demagogue from Tootham, and their assassins from Tootham, all to Imperial Prime. Man, fucking, what were we saying about wolves in the throne room last time? Damn, right? Like, now there are these former pirates who have returned home to like, they're in the Imperial capital. There are privateers in the streets. So Imperial Prime is getting busy. So let's go ahead and move those units. So Demagogue, let's see, Demagogue goes to Imperial Prime. Demagogue to Imperial Prime. King's Bishop to Rook 6. And then Psychic Assassins also to Imperial Prime. God, Psychic Assassins is just such a cool phrase. It's like cyber ninjas. All right. So they've moved these 3 units over to Imperial Prime. And they have a message. They have a message for you as well, which I will read. Just make sure I got all their stuff. Yeah, I did. Okay. The Confederation of the Upright Vagrant would like me to let you know. The Southern Viper threatened to strike us in the safety of our home, to destroy our way of lives, and we readied ourselves to defend hearth and home. They never came. Now they try once more to spirit away the homes of others, and the wolves are ready. Truly, we are indebted to the Viper for teaching us to distrust fake smiles and honeyed words. For all their falsehoods and distortions, the Confederation of the Upright Vagrant is here to repay them in blood and in steel. Damn. Pirates. Former pirates. Man. Chrome Viper. Dang. I'm sure they meant a different Viper, Chrome. I'm sure. That's awesome. All right. So the Confederate they've returned. I love imagining these dudes. I love the thought of them as like, yeah, these kind of itinerant knights, these like road warriors, right? They're like highway, like kind of like, you got to know there are ballads about these dudes. You got to know, right? Like, man. Yeah, they're pretty cool. I like the fiction around these guys. I can't wait, especially now. Like, I can't wait to the point where the live show gets to the point where the Vagrant have been brought in. So what I think what I need to do is they need to fight the Vagrant. Like, we need to have like a pirate attack while they're still the enemies, and then have Fornax like call them in and have the Empire give them clemency. And then immediately after that, have the same pirates that attack them be like released from jail or like whatever. Yeah. So cool. So I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah, like the Sons of Anarchy. Yeah, totally. Yes, yeah, we did their faction credits. Yeah, they got it. They're up to 13. Yeah, totally. Cool. All right. So, let's move on. So formerly House Vela, let's rename you. You're up next. So Vela is number 5. And Vela used to be House Vela. Now they are the Valen Ascendancy. That's how you spell it, right? Valen Ascendancy. Let's rename all your shit. All right. The Valen Ascendancy. Okay, cool. They are their own people. Great. All right. So the Valen Ascendancy, they are going to, I think they get a new goal this turn. Let's give them their money and we'll do a goal. So the Ascendancy gets 5 income, and they don't have any party machines or anything. So they get 5 income. They get a new goal, which is Blood the Enemy. And their progress for them, they need 14. They're one of those. So they have 0, 14. Okay. All right. So let's track their action. So they're going to take the attack action. And they're going to move some shit around first. So they're activating their covert shipping on Hakani, moving the Demagogue from Yakia to Orpheus. Wow, just jump right on the genocide train, huh? Just go ahead and just jump right on that genocide train. Apparently the Valen Ascendancy doesn't care for the moral high ground. That's fine. That's fine. That's totally fine. Wow. Villains all around. Okay. So, activating covert shipping, it costs 1 faction credit, bringing them down to 4 for Vela. All right. And then they move their Yakia Demagogue to Orpheus. I love how Aker shows up and just starts taking apart their economy, and then a Demagogue shows up, and the Demagogue, instead of like getting here and like preaching or whatever, the Demagogue is here just to be like, you deserve this. The Empire is wrong and bad. This is like, you fucking reap what you sow. And so they're just like destroying morale. And like, this is when you make, cunning attacks, this is like destroying on a homeworld. It's like destroying art. It's destroying culture, right? It's like burning down opera houses. This is the fucking, this is like, a religious, I mean, obviously not for the Ascendancy, but this would be like burning sacred artwork that is representative of the Empire, right? Things like that. Yeah, this is a cultural attack. And it's especially painful on Orpheus, right? Which is like the seat of Imperial culture. It is fucking villainous. And I like it. It's cool, but it's, yeah. Yeah, and this isn't a jab at like Vela. I think it's great, and I think it's really interesting material for the game for sure. Yeah, dark stuff. Yeah, right. Cool. All right, so let's just do that damage. So it gets moved. Demagogue moved from Yakia to Orpheus, and then I think they attack with both of their Demagogues, and there is nothing to defend with. So that's what's happening. They're just doing it. They're just fucking ripping into it. So we'll just roll 48, and do the damage. All right. So, Demagogues on Orpheus. Jesus. All right. So, attack with Demagogues on Orpheus. No defense possible. Homeworld damage. Oh, boy. All right. Let's see what happens. So it's 48, right? Because it's two Demagogue attacks. two demagogue attacks, which is like kind of a lot. We'll see how we roll. Let me just double check. Jeez, my heart's pounding. This is bloody. This is some fucking serious business. War is real, kids. Yeah, 2d8. All right. Just burning and pillaging. All right. So the first demagogue deals, let's see, 10 damage. Okay. So that's the first demagogue, deals 10. That's a lot. All right. So that brings the Houses Minor down to 23. All right. And then the second demagogue deals 11. All right, so it's another 11. So that brings us down to 12. 12 hit points. All right, so that absolutely, blood the enemy it's no problem. Vela, you get it. So it's 2 XP. Okay, so it was, what do we get, 21 damage total? All right, 21 damage total. Goal resolved. Okay. Blood the enemy. Calculated goal. Done that. 2 demagogues attack. Automatically rolling damage. How the Valen Ascendancy has a short message it would like me to read. Welcome to Hakani. Enjoy the fresh air. Cold. All right. It's a bad time to be an Orphean.